Okay, goddamn chess. If you're listening, this is a game for Guess the Elo. You're never, ever gonna get it.
That's a good one.
You land something on a square that looks like it's protected multiple times. It looks impossible, but often that breaks the coordination in the enemy army. And look at Hikaru.
Look at the bar.
Yeah, he's got a lost position, and he knows it, unfortunately. Suddenly, too many problems. That white c-pawn is about to fall off with a nasty check. That black h-pawn, as Robert pointed out, running down the board, racing down to promotion soon. Actually, it's almost resignable, you've got to say.
Not just that, there's another problem. The knight can jump into the play by giving a check to the king and really creating all kinds of forks and attacks. Just amazing board vision here by Magnus. First he breaks on the queen side and then on the king side, sacrificing a pawn. And this just looks like
we have a result.
Over. Wow. We have a winner. Magnus Carlsen takes it. He wins the Air Things Masters, the very first event in the Champions Chess Tour 2023. We do see a smile on his face. And what a battle it's been, and what a fight Hikaru Nakamura has put on. Making
no, this game is still going. Yeah, he still had enough time, but barely enough time. Oof. And that's the problem, is the knight is kicked out. So the white knight defends the pawn. The black knight can't stay there forever. And don't forget that white has this passed pawn on the queen side. That a3 pawn still exists. You're going to start pushing that one up the board and threatening the black king with checkmating ideas.
Hikaru looks very unhappy with his position, shaking his head there.
He looked ready to resign. He nearly got out of his chair a moment ago. Now, Magnus has to be slightly careful where he puts the king. You don't want to put the king on a passive square. There we go. Out into the open, out towards safety. And I think Hikaru, body language, he's ready to resign. The white king's just going to attack these pieces, and now the black king is the one that is doomed. Checkmate is coming. Black's king all alone, and Hikaru does eventually throw in the towel.
Wow, Magnus Carlsen strikes first in the grand final. He takes the lead, winning game one with the white pieces. That means Hikaru Nakamura will have to make a comeback at some point and take this to a grand final. Magnus looking over this, no smile on his face.
And when we think about speed chess, today and in the future, when we will talk about speed chess, these are the two names that will come to our mind. Their fight, it will be Magnus Carlsen and Hikaru Nakamura.
Incredible.
Yeah, it's like Messi and Ronaldo after their picture recently, where they literally acted as these two with that position across the board from one of their epic battles, I think in Norway chess a few years back. I can't remember who was Messi, who was Ronaldo, but either way, two greats, two goats.
Magnus was, Ronaldo picked the Magnus position, and Messi had the Hikaru position. So how lucky Ronaldo and Messi are to get to be Magnus and Hikaru.
That's one way of putting it, for sure. Yeah. But no, this position, it really is a messy one. And
I'm going to give you that's very nice.
But it is the type of position that Hikaru wants against Magnus. We saw it in their first matchup in the winners' final.
Yeah, it's a little bit weird. Since I don't really feel like I did much at all this tournament. So, I won. Usually, like, you win preliminaries, you win a lot of matches, but this time it felt like, you were playing matches from the start. Suddenly I was in the final, and out of my last 9 games, I won one of them, and I won the tournament. So it feels a little bit weird also, since I didn't feel like I managed to play close to my best level, but yeah, of course, winning feels great. And I have to say for Hikaru as well, I know that he's been fighting through some difficult stuff in this tournament with his family, and I think he'll agree as well that he didn't manage to show his best level, but the fact that he still gets through the qualifier, and then all the way to the final and makes it close. That's a real testament to his strength of character, and also how good he is.
Definitely.
Really came down to a couple of critical moments. I mean, I think in the first game, I just put my knight on the wrong square. And I mean, it's kind of crazy that putting the knight on the wrong square basically led to me getting a horrible position. But, you know, I put this knight on a5 instead of e7 in game one. And then after that, I mean, it was difficult. Maybe a computer could have found some better ways to play it. But I thought that Magnus played very principled. And I mean, I just was a very clean win for him after that. You know, I think really if that's what the match came down to, I wouldn't be super upset. But obviously in game three, Magnus gave me some chances pretty unnecessarily. And I mean, it was a little bit unfortunate that I wasn't able to win that game. I mean, I had a minute against 10 seconds and I was up the pawn and probably winning somehow in the rook and pawn ending. But I mean, Magnus defended very well. And that really was the chance. And after that, I mean, okay, I had white in the fourth game, but really when you mess up a winning position, then it's a must win in the fourth game. It wasn't there. So yeah, it wasn't meant to be, but that's how it goes sometimes.
Yeah, just
Happy with life?
yeah, happy, yeah, with something clearly.
What's happening?
Just loving the air out there in Canada.
I have no idea, but of course he's happy about the match result thus far. He's up a full point.
Magnus starts checking it, driving it away.
Yeah, no progress has been made over the last 20 moves now. Hikaru, wow, can he recover?
heartbroken.
Yeah, can he recover from this heartbreak? And lots of cheerleaders we see for Hikaru on Twitter. And yeah, he's put up such a fight. I love everything Hikaru's done this game. Just
Is that a Hikachu?
Hikachu.
Hikaru or Hikachu?
Yeah. It's just so close. This is the most frustrating thing in chess. You do everything right. Hikaru's literally not put a foot wrong this game. But breaking the defenses of the world number one, that's another question. That's another level.
But there is something to take away from it. The fact that Hikaru was able to create this chance, this opportunity with the black pieces. David, earlier you were talking about going into the last round on his terms, and that's what he's managed to create. He's made it clear that Magnus needs to be careful.
There we have it. Game three is a draw so close for Hikaru Nakamura to make that comeback. He is not happy, but he does still have another chance. Game